So you know when I'm in the car, I'm in my serious mode, right? This is going to be core week. I forgot exactly what I said yesterday, but I know that I mentioned the whole message about the core. Such a simple idea to have an inner and outer core, and both of them need work, in different capacities. And for people, a lot of people, including myself, my stomach, my core is the hardest thing for me to get in shape on my actual body. And I'm just going to take that as a reflection of my spiritual body as well, to really get the strengthening down in the most predominant place, the place that connects all things. It takes exercise, and it's so crazy how life works together. I heard that message in church yesterday, and then I turned on like positive word and information. I started listening to Eckhart Tolle last night, and I watched a video about anger, and the man said that Eckhart Tolle uses a term which I forgot. He calls it like a spiritual practice. The bettering of your spirit, the bettering of yourself, becoming more aware, becoming more involved in awareness is a spiritual practice. Now let's change practice over to exercise, because he even changed that. When the man said that he had a problem with anger, like as soon as he got angry, all of his spiritual practice and spiritual work went out of the window. And Tolle was like, it's because it's exercise. That's the way that form of spirituality is getting exercised in you. That's the thing that needs to be worked out in you. And he said that exercise is nothing but suffering, which is like a Buddhist kind of concept or Eastern kind of concept. But if you don't want to use the word suffering, it's a kind of discomfort. It's pushing the body into discomfort, into a dissatisfied state, so that it will change. And for me, that was like a aha moment for real. You literally, and that's because that's where I am right now. I am becoming more and more uncomfortable with the things that used to be passable for me. I was never completely comfortable in the situation anyways. And that seems to be how I learn my lessons in life. I go from comfort to discomfort to unbearable to then there's an outside catalyst, like something happens to me. Somebody else pushes me. They don't know I don't know what kind of point they're trying to prove, you know. And I like to be tangible, so I'll use like a relationship. In my last relationship, I was always just like comfortable. I was kind of like, I'm in this thing, we're going along, chugging along. And then certain things that the other person was doing was making me uncomfortable. I didn't make any changes. Like, I tried to please them, but I didn't like see that I needed to like make any kind of major movements away from the situation. I was changing myself to stay in the situation. And then all of a sudden, the other person kind of got tired of it and started to become more negative and told me they wanted out. So then therefore I had to make a choice of what to do next. And that seems to be how it works for me. It's passable. It becomes problematic. And then even though it's unbearable, I'll stay in it until it becomes somebody else's will that is forcing me, like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I do need to make a move and make a change. And that's kind of what is happening to me right now. And I will consider that the exercise that I need. That's the exercise that it takes for me to create change. And like, to me, that's just like enough of a message for today. Just the whole idea of there being a core, and that it must be exercised. And how do you exercise your inner person? How does that come about for you where you create a change? When I say you're exercising it to create a better version of yourself. Just how people want to get like six-pack abs and things like that, or they want to change their entire lifestyle. What does that look like for you? I'm very curious how people actually transform their lives. My sister always talks about the secret ingredients. I'm like, child, people not looking for secret ingredients in a lot of places. I know I'm not. There's very few people that I admire or envy, because I know it all goes back to the inside, and a lot of things that we see on the outside are not real. We know that, right? We know there's a lot of commercials and mirages going on. So I'm just fascinated with that entire concept of